Okay, boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have a wonderful guest, our brother who has been with us twice before and is coming back with some great information as well as inspiration. And that is none other than Brother Arvence Muhammad of the E Team. First of all, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, sir. So I saw something on Facebook that maybe want to reach out to you and invite you on the People's Podcast so you can verbalize some of the great words that the Most High Minister Farrakhan spoke to you recently. And I felt that the viewing audience should hear that, and we should document what the Most High Minister Farrakhan said to you. Could you share with us some of those words?
Yes, sir. The thing that I posted on Facebook was something that he said May 11th last year, 2020. So this was before the July 4th message to the world that he delivered. And he talked about the virus and how the enemy may have made the virus, but Allah is showing that he's the best knower and the best planners. He said that Allah has taken control of the virus. And he said the enemy doesn't know what to do with it anymore. And he said that Allah has made the virus like a horse that has thrown off every rider. He said, and the horse ain't tired yet. So I'm like, oh man, this stuff is gonna be around for a long time, right? I'm like, and it's serious. And if you think about how people are opening up different cities 100% now, and I seen the news one day, they're using language like post-COVID, and I'm like, post-COVID? It's only been a year. We're like still in this. More people are dying. They stopped talking about most of the deaths. They're talking about the vaccine like it's actually helping people, and more people are dying from the vaccine. So I remember I heard the minister talk about a lot about getting sunbathing. He said the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught him that there are billions of suns, there are billions of vitamins in the sun that we can get that's not found on the planet Earth. And he said when the day of disease comes, those vitamins will be in your body and they will help you so that you can survive during the day of disease. So I mean, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad knew everything. So much he knew he couldn't tell us all. You know, he couldn't tell us everything because what would we do besides fight him and try to get him to prove how he know it, right? And we're just wasting time. So we're definitely in the day of disease now. And I went out and got a few hours of sun earlier today. Stuff like, yo, I'm not taking no shot. The minister said you need more vitamin D from the sun. That's gonna help you. So I've been getting, you know, a lot of sun lately when the sun comes out here in Chicago, and I'm just trying to be safe. I'm not gonna stop wearing my mask. A lot of people I see outside, they're not even wearing masks anymore. I mean, it's ridiculous. So stay safe, everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, brother, I've been being close to the Most High Missile Far kind of proximity. What has been some of your favorite memories recent, and then we'll go back to the ones in the past. What's been some of your favorite memories being with the Most High Missile Farrakhan?
He's given me a lot of guidance personally on my personal life, and uh, my darkest moment that I had in my life was when I was going through my divorce, like, you know, and that was a while ago, but that was the darkest moment of my life. I never been through a divorce before, and you know, that whole thing was just a real dark moment. And Allah sent the minister and other individuals to me. I tried to handle it myself because you know I don't like to be talking and all of that. I just go somewhere off by myself and try to handle things myself and pray and all of that. But I couldn't, you know, I tried that. I tried, but I couldn't, man. And it was that difficult. So first Allah sent Brother Emil to me, and he really helped me a lot. He was the first person. I never asked nobody now. I never asked nobody questions. I never asked nobody to help me. I was like literally trying to deal with it myself, but it wasn't working. So Allah sent Brother Emil, and he was a great help to me. After that, Sister Donna Farrakhan, the minister's daughter, she came and approached me and gave me a lot of guidance. I mean, just out the blue. And then after that, Sister Maria Farrakhan gave me a lot of guidance out the blue, just out of nowhere. Then after that, Mother Khadijah, just out the blue. I never asked nobody, bro. And all of these people who gave me guidance, they never knew that the other person talked to me. You see what I'm saying? Nobody knew nothing. It was just like, so at a certain point, I had to listen and say, okay, Allah, I see what you're doing, because this is impossible. You can't make this up. You know, I didn't ask nobody. I know no one asked them to come and tell me or teach me something, you know. And then the last person that gave me guidance was the minister. And he put me in his car and drove me around for about an hour, just me and him. And he's driving, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, just looking around, like, is this really happening? Like, I'm tripping. And I didn't say a word until he spoke and asked me a question. Then I talked, you know, because this is just so surreal. He talked, and I talked to him in ways I would never talk to nobody, because I know his identity and I know he loves us all. He's here to guide us out of our darkness, out of our situations, and into a better way of thinking and living and all of that. So when the ride was over, he asked me, did I get guidance or help from anyone else? And everyone that I mentioned to you, I mentioned it to him. He said, that's actually some good guidance. We started laughing. I was like, praise be to Allah. So the minister said that you have to learn how to hear Allah's voice when people talk, or when you hear something, or when somebody's talking to you, and everyone else may hear something else, but you hear something different. You know, he said you have to learn to listen to Allah's voice in that manner. So I've a lot of things, some things I was able to write down on my pad, but so much that he has told me to guide me personally, you know, the spur of the moment, everything going on, whatever was going on. I don't have time to just always whip out a pen and write something down, you know. So Allah blesses me with a good memory to remember some things. And certain situations come up in life, his words just pop up, and I'd be like, okay, this is what to do, you know. So he's given me a lot of guidance with the baby planes, what people call UFOs.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Like,
sir. Yes, sir.
we know who they are, and we
That's
know
right.
who pilots them. So there was a time years ago I used to post what I see at the farm when they come at night when I'm on post. I used to post that on Facebook, and some people didn't believe me. So one day I posted a video that I caught, right? And people were like, "Oh my God, like, you was for real." And I'm like, "Of course, I'm not gonna make this up," but people don't know me like that. So, you know, they hear a lot of other mess from the government. Of course, they're gonna believe the news first or whatever. So I posted that one video. And another FOI, I don't know what city he was from. I don't know this brother, but another FOI mentioned my name on Facebook and put the video on Facebook. It said, "This the brother that the angels go to when they want to talk to the minister. They go to him first." I was like, hold on, see? I was like, brother, man, what you doing? I reached out to him. I said, brother, please take that down. That's not what this is. That's not what I'm saying, bro. Like, come on. Like, I told brother, I said, man, I'm not in control of them. They don't come to me first. Like, I'm in charge. Like, they were here before I was born. Like, you know, so he listened to me, thank Allah, and he took the post down.
Yes, sir.
But then the funny thing, months later, after the brother said that, the minister asked me, he said, "Did you see any wheels last night?" And this particular night I did. I told him what I seen and what happened and what they did and where they was at. And he said, you know, they usually follow you around. And he said, "I want you to be the one to see me leave." And I'm like, what? And then he said, "And whoever's gonna be there with you, I want them to be there with you." And I'm like, what? Like, oh my God. So once he told me that, I'm like, okay, what does that mean now? Like, that means I have to do everything he says and everything the angels on the wheels say. I have to do it. And I can't listen to anybody else but Allah and his messenger. Because once you get an instruction, if you don't follow the instruction from Allah for you to do a certain thing at a certain time, you're not going to be able to frustrate the will of Allah. You see what I'm saying? Allah's going to do what he's going to do.
Yes,
So
sir.
you might as well just go ahead and obey, and you can be a part of history, something that never happened before. Not how many people get to see that? I mean, it's a blessing that you're told to be the one to be there. He wants you to be there. I've been wanting to be there ever since I was 19. I've been praying for it. Like,
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir. Yes,
never
sir.
knew that he would tell me that. So, I mean, that was a wonderful thing. So, um, he told me, he said, this is our will, brother. I wrote some of it down. So I'm gonna read. Is it okay if I read a couple
Of
of
course,
things?
man. Do your thing. Go ahead, bro.
So this one time he said, now he always told me things. For some reason, I haven't figured this out yet. Um, every time he's told me things and given me guidance and told me who I am concerning him and Allah and the angels on the wheels, he always did it in the presence of a lot of people. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I started to look around. Of course, he say things, and sometimes it's in a joking manner, so I laugh. I really thought he was joking, but he wasn't joking, and everybody else laughing. And then, once he go in the house, I kind of look at some people's faces, and they're looking at me like, "Get the hell out of here!" Like, But it's okay. It's okay because everybody said that about the minister.
Yes,
People
sir.
didn't think the messenger would. The enemy himself thought the messenger was too old when they was looking for the Messiah.
That's right. That's right.
So the minister told me, he said in front of people, "This is our will, brother, right here." And everybody looked at me, and I'm looking behind me like me, like he said he has the front row seat at the wheel. He said they like him and they go to him when they want to talk to me. I was like, wait a minute. So I'm like, okay, now the brother who put that on Facebook before, now I'm like, okay, that was a lot talking. When I thought he was crazy, I literally told him, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, so when the minister told me that, it's taking me time to like grasp it and to believe me, to believe in myself, because either you can believe in yourself or not. That can either push you forward or hold you back. It's
Yes,
it's
sir.
simple as that. So this is for everyone who studies the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Even if you don't study, you heard it once before, listen to it. Just try it. Just try it. Try to do what he tell you to do. Trust me, it's gonna work. Is it gonna be easy? No. Will it be difficult? Yes. Will you run through trials? Yes. You know how many people told me, um, after the minister has told me things, you know how many people told me, you ain't see that. And I'm like, okay, I don't argue with you. Okay, yes, sir. I didn't see it. Because I know what I saw.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
know, I know exactly what I saw. So it's amazing, and being able to see the angels on the wheels come to me like that. The minister told me that they follow me around everywhere I go. And after he told me that is when I started to notice them following me around everywhere I go. Like, I would be at different places in Chicago and something to tell me to just look up to the right. And I'm looking and I don't see anything. And then all of a sudden this white light comes on and it shoots straight up into the sky and gone. Like, I've been getting things like that I don't even talk about. Everywhere I go, no matter where I am, downtown Chicago, south side of Chicago, the farm in Michigan, I was in Florida, seeing the same thing. Like, they've come to my house at many different residences I've lived in Chicago, like, and put on a show for me. And I'm looking around to see if anyone else sees it. No one else sees it. So I'm like, okay. I've learned to communicate with them. The minister taught me how to communicate with them. And when they reach out to you, or when I know personally when they reach out to me, I have to listen to them because they're guiding me on how to communicate with them. You see, they're in charge of all this. Who sees them, when they see them, how you see them, if you're able to communicate with them or anything like that. So I wrote something else down. The minister told me, evidently you are a very special person in the eyes of Allah and to those that are on the wheels. He said, they respond to you. You are in the favor of Allah and those on the wheels. And I'm like, what? So this is like, so he tells me different things like this at different times. It's not always at once. And so years later, I'm trying to put it all together into this one big puzzle. And I'm like, okay, this is obviously some sort of map of instructions on what to do and when to do it, right? I'm just kind of like trying to put these things together. And he told me to tell them when they come down low and shoot off. So it's like over the years, I've noticed that the minister has made a personal relationship with me regarding the angels on wheels. And he told me, after he told me they come to me first when they want to tell him something, after he told me that, that started to actually happen more and more and more. Like I would get certain feelings from them and more would show up. Like one time at the farm, I didn't tell nobody this. Never, bro. I told one person, and that was the minister and the minister's son-in-law, Brother Maurice. That's just the only people that I told about what I'm about to tell you. I was on post one night at the farm, and this was during the winter. So like 5 o'clock in the morning, it's still very dark, right? It's still dark outside. I go outside. Well, I was outside already in the guard booth. I step outside of the guard booth to, to walk around and check things out. And when I stepped outside, these two white lights popped on right over my head, like side by side. I looked up, and at that time in the morning, the sun is getting ready to come up in about 30 more minutes. So there's no bright stars right there. The only thing that's bright before the sun come up is the planet Venus. It looks like a bright star. Yes, so these two big lights pop on over the house and just sit there. And I'm like, what is that? As soon as I said, what is that? They started moving together like this. And then they went over the trees and left. I said, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. As they were going over the trees, leaving, going northbound, I ran out into the track so that I could get a better view of them, right? And so the lights went out. I'm like, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And I looked up, brother, a whole trail of baby planes appeared all the way across the sky. As Allah is my witness, it had to be thousands of them. It had to be. Like you see a picture of a cluster of stars across the galaxy. Yeah, that's the way it looked. That's the way it looked. And I was so shocked. I'm like, whoa, it blew me away. It blew me away. And I had to snap out of it, and I had to call Brother Maurice immediately. And I was telling Brother Maurice what I was looking at. And he said, hold on, I'm finna tell the minister. And I heard the minister in the background say, what? He said, I just prayed to Allah in my prayers this morning to send me some. And I'm like, oh my God, like, that's crazy. That was so amazing. And I'm still standing outside. Maurice said, the minister said he coming out there. I'm like, what? So he hung up. He hung up. And I'm like, no, maybe he heard that wrong. I don't think the minister's gonna come outside and try to see if he see what I'm looking at. So all of the baby planes, they go dark, right? It was a trail all the way across the sky until you couldn't see anymore, thousands of them in like a long straight line. So I heard the minister's voice outside, where's my babies? I'm like, oh my God, he came outside. So I run over to him. He said, where are they? And I told him, I said, they just left. And I let him know where they were and what they did. And then he said, okay, I'm gonna go back out. He said, I'm gonna go back in the house before I catch a cold, because it was like really, really freezing outside. And it's just special moments like that and other special moments that you can't make up. And it's like, how long I've held all of this for many, many years. Like so much, I don't say anything, because the first thing a lot of people want to do is dismiss it and call you a liar. Well, maybe it's what you thought. I don't have time for negative energy, man. Either Allah is the Lord of the worlds or he ain't, And I heard the minister talk about some believers have had actual real experiences with Allah. And he said some of you haven't, and until you have one, that's when you'll come to the realization that everything you ever heard of is real, So, I mean, he's told me so much. I'm trying to think.
Well, hold on, Arvence. While you're trying to think, I got a few questions for you. First of all, thank everyone who is continuing to watch people's podcasts. Some people are showing you love and sending you the greetings in the comments, and I can't wait to put this on YouTube. But brother Arvence, I got a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the
Yeah.
People's Podcast, and I want to come back because I got to ask you. We want to get specific with the viewing of the wheels as far as the colors and what you hold on 1 second, and what you see it, so you can let us know what it's like to be at the farm with the most harmless Farrakhan and all that good stuff. Hold on, but I'm gonna do a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. If you all would like to be a sponsor or a donor, please cash at the People's Podcast. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate that. My brother Rashad, Street Premiere Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Thank you very much. Need something, reach out to them. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. Make sure you'll get that. My sister Naima, Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually and also in studio right here in Atlanta, Georgia. We love our tiny dancers. The MTS Car Bros, any make, any model, any year, 30 to 50% off. Our brothers out of Los Angeles. Thank you very much. Make sure you get some vehicles from them. We come right back to our brother Arvence. Rock Communications. What they offer is copy editing, project management, content development, media relations, and consulting. Also, if you want to write a book, contact Rock Communications today. She does a great job with her media relationships and everything I just said. The phone number is 872-215-5155. Reach out to Rock Communications if you're working on the book. The Elevated Places School, Where I Am, What God Says I Am, out of Houston, Texas. They do a great job of creating young kings and queens. Thank you very much, Elevated Places. Hip Hop Detox right there in Chicago. Brother Enoch, Hip Hop Detox empowers youth and young adults towards a healthy lifestyle, choices, and productive life through a holistic approach. Thank you very much, Brother Enoch. Asiatic Minds online school for everyone who wants to wear a mask and stay safe and not take your mask down if you want to do it virtually. AsiaticMinds.com, www.asiaticminds.com, a new school launching this upcoming semester. It's an amazing school. Thank you very much, Asiatic Minds Online. Also, hold on, brother Arvence. Here we go. Hold on. Boom. Agrachild.com. This is Sister Shireen Muhammad and her amazing books. Agrachild.com. So that choose life, so that your seed may live. Children's book and things. Agrachild.com. Thank you very much, Sister Shireen Muhammad. Boom. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. Boom. Hold on here. I'm coming right back to you, Brother Arvence. Okay, no, that makes it. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 Disinfecting Cleaning Services in Chicago, Illinois. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Thank you all very much for every sponsorship and donation. Truly appreciate it. Okay, boom. Brother Arvence. So come on, take it step by step. When you see these wheels, what about some people have seen them and they've been frightening. What about them makes you not be afraid?
I mean, I have to go back to when I was 5 years old, when I seen one on the south side of Chicago, broad daylight. The actual ship came down and followed the car that we were in for like 15 minutes. I wasn't scared then, I was always intrigued with what I thought was aliens, I was like,
Yes, sir.
ooh, aliens, like, and ever since then, I wasn't afraid. It's like, so when I heard the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the life giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I was in 6th grade, and that's when I found out their true identity. And I said, oh, that's what I saw. That's what that was. So ever since then, I've been wanting to know more. I've been wanting to go further and further and further. Of course, something like that, you can't rush it. You can only study and be patient. Patience is the key. Patience is the key. So over the years, I used to hold posts at the palace a lot outside. And I used to be down there a lot at night. They started coming down there a lot, like a whole lot. I used to tell everybody, a lot of people didn't believe me. But I was like, okay, so I had to go through that. That was really hard for me. It's like something like that arriving to the messenger's home and the believers don't believe me. It's like one brother said, how come you always get to see him? I'm like, I don't know. Like, But then he said, you always get to see him. You don't never have no video footage. You must be lying. I was like, okay, yes, sir. Yeah. So it's like you have to be willing to go through sacrifices and stuff like that. That things are gonna come at you that won't be good because of the things that you were shown, the things that you were told. And I wouldn't be surprised that after this interview, a lot of things will come towards me that's not good because, of course, the enemy don't want stuff like this out. And there are enemies among us in the ranks that don't want stuff like this out.
Yes,
but
sir.
I'm ready for it. I said my prayer, sacrifice, my life and death is all for Allah. Let's go.
Praise
By
be to
Allah's sake.
Allah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful. How do they look? Are they like what do you call it? Independence Day and the X-Files? Are they the same? Are they silver and are they in that like type of cipher shape or how do they look?
I've seen a few shapes. I've only seen oval shapes and triangular shapes. I've seen triangular shapes once at the palace at night and once at the farm at night. And all the rest of them I ever seen in my life were like oval shape. I seen one shape that was like a ball, like a spear. And this one particular night, the minister was delivering a believers meeting at the mosque. This was like years ago. And it got dark outside. He was still speaking. And all of a sudden, this black ball comes over the mosque low. And when it got over the parking lot, there was a red flame that cut on under it and started doing this.
Oh,
And everybody was like, Arvence, look. I said, what? They pointing up in the sky. I said, whoa. They said, what's that? I said, man, what you think it is? And I had one of the greatest witnesses. It was a lot of people that was outside that saw it, but one of the greatest witnesses that seen it with me was Brother Wali, former Captain Wali.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
he was out. He said, brother, did you see that? I said, I saw it. Like it was amazing. The baby plane crossed over Stony Island, the red flame went out and it went all the way west and then turned south and it was just gone. So I've seen those three shapes. I haven't seen any other shapes. Most of them I see at nighttime, and I haven't really figured out why. I've mostly only seen them at nighttime, but I know at nighttime the colors that they show is amazing, like red colors, white colors. Sometimes they come down out of the sky and stop and shoot off, and it's like a stream of light. It's amazing. I've seen all type of stuff, and I'm just honored, man. I can't hold this forever. You know, I don't talk about it for a long time for a reason, because there's a reason why Master Father Muhammad, to whom our praises due forever, was in and out of America for 20 years before he even let us know who he was, that
Yes,
he's here.
sir. Yes, sir.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why the minister was rebuilding the nation, and for the first few months, there was a certain time period that he didn't even say what he was doing.
Yes, sir.
And he
Yes,
said
sir.
people wanted interviews, and he said, I'm not talking to nobody. He said, I'm pregnant. You know, he said he was pregnant with a nation with a mission that he had to deliver, you know? So, I mean, certain things have to be kept quiet until a certain time. And when that time comes, you have to deliver. And you can't, the minister said, you can't be afraid of persecution.
Allah
You
Akbar.
can't be. Like, you can't believe that persecution won't come to you because you desire to spread the truth that everyone else desires to keep quiet.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
governments, military, it's other people. I mean, they spend billions of dollars to keep this stuff quiet, but we're revealing the truth for free. There's a difference, you know, by Allah's grace. And like I'm ready now. I'm ready now. I feel that I'm ready now. You know, it's like, how long will all of us be blessed to study these life-giving teachings? The first time the identity of the Lord of the worlds was ever revealed, ever. Who was it revealed to? You have it. You can
Yes, sir.
ask anybody on the planet who God is, they'll tell you, I don't know. Or they'll tell you something, some other answer that basically tells you that they don't know. You know, but you know who he is. There's a responsibility for that.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yes, sir.
the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said at a certain point, you're gonna have to answer for the word that you gave that you didn't live up to. And I don't want to have to answer like that. So the minister told me when he leaves to take pictures, and I was like, okay. So I'm thinking like after he told me that, I bought 2 camcorders. I ain't buy. I bought 2 camcorders, like, and they both take pictures and video. So I'm like, you know, when that time comes, he told me, he said, whoever that person is that's gonna see me leave, he said, that's gonna be a very famous person. He said, because the whole world is gonna have questions for that person. And I was like, okay, like I don't really care about being famous or popular or, you know, I'm the man out front. I really don't care about stuff like that. I'll stay in the background and just chill out. Like I like stuff like that, you know. So once he told me that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to deal with that now. I don't really want to, but I'm gonna have to deal with it. So I watched a movie a few days ago, and it was all about how, you know, the enemy make up these phony sci-fi movies. It was all about how this baby plane crashed in the desert, and these 2 little white kids get out. These 2 little white kids get out. They're from another planet, and they got these powers. And this one person on the planet who found out who they were. He was the one that they were contacting, and he was the one that they were speaking to. And then once the rest of the people on the planet found out, oh, you can talk to them, this crowd of people just flooded his home, his workplace, everywhere he went. He couldn't be seen in public no more. It's like everybody was all over him. So it clicked in my mind a little bit like, am I gonna have to go through that? Because you have a lot of people around the world, they have these conventions and stuff, a lot of places around the planet about UFOs. And they tell these places out before COVID. You know, tens of thousands of people, a lot of people are really into this, and they want to know what's the truth of it and what's going on and what should they do. So every one of us who know the truth of this, we're gonna have to be called to the table.
That's right.
Desire that. I desire to stand firm like the Honorable Minister Min Farrakhan wants us all to stand firm like he's staying firm for over 60 years for us to even keep breathing. You know, I'm not trying to break down under pressure. I want to be like him. I want to be like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want to stand firm. I don't want nobody to be able to give me no amount of money to shut up. I don't want nobody to threaten me with nothing or unless I shut up. Well, I don't want nobody to be able to say you're gonna put you in jail for the rest of your life and your career, all of that. I want to be willing to go through that, even to death, because unless you're willing to die for something that's real, somebody's gonna be able to make you afraid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody's gonna be able to shut you up in some type of way, and I don't want none of that.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank everybody who continue to watch People's Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have you ever been able to see, speaking of these conventions, like, you know, Area 51, if you YouTube Area 51, I'm into, like, you know, science fiction movies, and so much stuff comes up about, you know, these ships and things of that nature from their perspective. Right. Have you ever been able to see the people who are on there?
Actually, I had a dream, and I was able to tell the minister about this dream. And when I was done, he told me that it wasn't a dream. So I'm gonna go into it if that's okay.
Man, please.
So what happened? The dream started off like this. It was broad daylight. Myself and the rest of the FOI from the mosque was securing an area around this big mansion in the middle of nowhere because the minister was pulling up to go and meet with somebody in the house. We don't know who it was, right? So the minister pulls up. He and some E-team members go inside the house. These big long stairs to this big, huge house, right? We don't know who he's meeting with. Like, we just outside securing them. So the minister goes in the house. He's in the house for hours and hours and hours. All of a sudden, these 3 baby planes start speeding by, flying around the house and flying over our head. And we outside, Allahu Akbar, look. We just going crazy, right? All of a sudden, they land, brother. The 3 baby planes landed right in front of us. They didn't touch the grass. They were like maybe 2 feet off from the grass. They hovered like 2 feet off from the grass.
Yes, sir.
But they landed in a straight line, maybe like 15 feet away from each other in a straight line. And the bare metal in broad daylight, it was like a matte gray type of color metal, but it was shiny. So the front of each wheel opened up to stairs that touched the grass. And one black man got out of each one. It was 3 wheels. One black man got out of each one. They was tall, maybe like 6'6". They was all tall. They were all slim and very muscular. All of them had these one-piece uniforms on with a short Nehru collar, like almost like some flight suits or something. It was made of some material I never seen before. It had some type of lines and markings on it that I never seen before. And all of them were like jet black in color, like they was black. Their skin was real smooth and soft. Their teeth were white. Their eyes were white. Their hair was black, and their haircuts were real short. They had bald fades, all of them, like crisp lining. Their fingernails were real clean. Their hands were real soft. They gave all of us cheek to cheek and said assalamu alaikum. So that's how I remember the feel of their hands. Their hands were real soft. I never felt human hands like that. And the skin was real soft on their face. I never felt skin like that. And there was one in charge who did the talking. He only talked to me. For some reason, I don't know why. He only talked to me. He asked me, he said, "Where's the minister?" And I'm looking like, what the hell is going on? I couldn't even say nothing. My mouth is open. I just pointed at the house, and I couldn't say nothing because I was just so shocked. Like, what's going on? And the brother that was in charge looked at me. He looked at the house. He looked at me again. Then he walked to the house. And the other 2 angels followed him. It was 3 of them. So they stood in front of the minister's limo until the minister came out of the house and came down the stairs to get in the limousine. So once the minister's door opened up and somebody was getting ready to put the minister in the limousine, the one I was in charge that asked me where the minister was at, he stood in front of the door like this, like with his arms up like this. And then the other 2 stood by like this. They were all like this, real militant, real calm, but unlike FOI, but they was something else though. They was something else though. So the minister looked, and he looked around, and the one I was in charge that asked me where's the minister at, he looked at the minister. He said, "Brother minister, are you ready?" The minister looked around. He's seeing what was going on, and he like, "I have to go. I can't stay no more now." That was like the spirit. So the minister grabbed his suit jacket like this. He put his head down. He said, "Yes, I'm ready." Like, he didn't want to go, but he had to go. They was coming to take him, So the one that was in charge grabbed the minister's left arm, and the other 2 stood behind the minister, and they like escorted him to the baby plane. The one that was in charge took the minister with him. The other 2 got in theirs, and all 3 of them took off like that. And then I woke up. And I was like, whoa. So I told the minister about that dream, and he said that wasn't a dream. And I was like, okay. So it's like, but the funny thing, I remember the year I had that dream. It was in 2003. But for some reason, all of those details I gave you is burned in my mind like it happened last night. After all of these years, I can't forget it. So that's how I know something else was going on. Whatever it was, I thank Allah, but getting guidance from the minister, that was amazing. And then after that, I had a dream about the Savior that really blew me away and scared the hell out of me. So this dream about the Savior that I had, again, it was broad daylight. For some reason, I'm standing on the curb of the street talking to some black man I don't know. He's standing in the middle of the street. I don't know why he's standing in the middle of the street. So we're talking. I don't remember what we're talking about. Then all of a sudden, the man that I'm talking to looks to the right like this, like he's scared. So I look like, what is he looking at? I didn't see anything. Then I turned back to talk to him, and he just disappeared. He was gone. I'm looking around like, where did he go? And so I look again to the left like, okay, what was he looking at that he was so scared? I look back to the left, and the Savior, Master Father Muhammad, to whom my praises due forever, he's coming around the corner with the same suit. The way he looks in the only picture he gave to us, that's exactly the way he looked. So I know who I'm looking at. I get scared immediately. I get on my hands and knees, and I'm just scared, right? So this is the thing. He walked right up to me, like 5 feet away from me. He never stopped smiling at me. I held my head down like, I'm not looking at him. I'm not looking. I'm not looking at him. So, but he made me look at him. My head forced up. I tried to force it down, but I couldn't. My head forced up, and he made me look at him. And he held his hand out like this, smiling. He never said a word, but he held his hand out to me, smiling, like he wanted me to take his hand. And I was scared, like, I'm not gonna touch you. I know who I'm scared. Like, I know who you are. So he knew I was scared. So he didn't stop looking at me. He turns around and he's doing like this, smiling, telling me, come on. He didn't say nothing, but he's doing this to me. And I'm like, okay, he want me to come with him. So I kind of inched up and took one step, and then I woke up. And then the minister told me, he said, that wasn't a dream either. He said, that was huge. He said, Allah was beckoning you to come with him. So I was trying to piece all of that together with the minister's instructions to me about the wheels, what to do for his departure. And then after those dreams, the wheels start coming to me more, like everywhere I go, even more. And most things I can't even talk about. I've seen them so many times. I've been blessed to show other believers. Look, at the farm, at the mosque, at the school. And one brother told me, who I showed him one time, he bared witness. He said, that's them. He said, praise be to Allah, I got to see one with you. And I was like, praise be to Allah. And then weeks later, that brother said, man, them don't be baby planes, them be satellites. I was like, okay. I didn't argue with him. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, that's what it was? He said, yeah, them be satellites. And I said, oh, okay, I didn't know, thanks. I'm not gonna argue with you. Whatever happened to you from that point up until now that made you dismiss the truth that Allah's showing you, how can a satellite appear in the Earth's atmosphere and just shoot the hell off and then stop at another location and come back and just disappear? How can a satellite do that, bro? Like, come on, man. So again, like, little things like that been happening to me over the years, though. Somebody would say something slick, and I just be like, oh, okay. But I listen. I hear you. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, when you listen to people talk long enough, they'll tell you exactly who they are.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir. Yes, sir.
I like to listen. I don't like to do too much talking unless I have to. But I know, like, if Allah blesses me to see the minister leave, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me nothing. Ain't nobody gonna be able to shut me up. Inshallah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be the loudest person on the planet, because everyone who will be there, I don't know how many people will be there, but in the scripture, it wasn't a lot of people that seen, Jesus go through the crucifixion. It wasn't a lot of people. 6 women and 1 disciple. I don't know if it's gonna be 7 people. I don't know if it's gonna be 6 sisters, 1 brother. I don't know. But if the minister say he wants me to be there, I want me to be there too. But I can't handle this as though, man, I ain't got to do nothing but sit back and twiddle my thumbs because I'm going to be there. No, bro. It's like you have a responsibility. I have to be more of a Muslim now. I have to be more of a hard worker, more of a dedicated person now. I have to be more studious, because there's people around the planet who are very studious, people who are scientists that don't believe in none of this, that don't want this to get out. So they'll come at you with these so-called facts, but they'll come at you in firm resolutions to dismiss you and to dismiss the truth that you have. You can't let them win. You can't let them win.
Praise be to Allah. So many people showing so much love. Thank you all for continuing to watch the People's Podcast. Can't wait to put this on YouTube. Brother Arvence, I had a quick question. You spoke earlier of Mother Farrakhan giving you advice. What is it like to be around her?
It's wonderful. It's just like being around a minister. And I mean, it's like, it's almost like being around all of the mothers of the faithful at once, if that makes sense. Because Mother Khadijah told me before how the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught her to be who she is for the minister. So it's like, I'd be like, yo, I'm standing on all y'all's shoulders and I'm blessed to be here with you and receive guidance from you, like personal conversations. I never take it lightly, and I try my best to remember and keep things that I'm told to heart, because you can actually help other people with what's given to you. And other people, it don't matter what religion they're in, it don't matter what ethnicity they are, you can help people, and that's what it's all about. spreading these life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad throughout the planet to help humanity. That's what it's about. And Mother Khadijah has told me so much. I remember when I was divorced already, Mother Khadijah asked me, she said, "You were married before once?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "How long were you married?" And I was like, 2 years. Like, and she said, 2 years. She said, "I guess that's not too bad." And she looked at me, she said, "But me and my husband been married for over 60 years. She said, "Did you hear what I said?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "It wasn't easy, but we did it." And I knew what she was saying. Like, don't give up so easy. Like, a married couple is supposed to do everything that they possibly can to stay together. Life is not always going to be rosy. You know, she was telling me all of this without going all into it, but she told me all of this just in those small little moments with those words. And I'm thinking about it all, and I'm like, man, she right. Like, and then she told me after that, she said, next time you find a sister that you like, take your time and really get to know the sister before you rush into marriage. She said, just because you're ready for marriage doesn't mean somebody else is. And I was like, duh, like I didn't even think, I didn't even think about that, you know what I'm saying? But that's why we need guidance, you know. Sometimes you get caught up in the whole newness of something and you really like the person and you could miss some serious steps or whatever. And you know, you may get into a courtship. Every courtship is not meant to turn into a marriage. That's what the courtship process is for. You have to find out. So yeah, I stuff like that I like to share because how many people on the planet get to receive guidance like that personally, you know, and it's about some serious stuff that most people on the planet go through, especially in the United States of America. Like the divorce rate is crazy. Everybody's getting divorced. Like, I don't want to be a part of that no more. So, you know, inshallah, the next time I get married, it's gonna be the last time. Inshallah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, beautiful. Well, I'll thank so many people in the comments. Sister Helene saying beautiful. Brother named Kuslam Akbar. Blessed are those who are pure of heart; they shall see God. Thank my sisters for watching. Thank everybody who continuously show love to the People's Podcast, including Brother Arvence. Thank you for always showing love on YouTube as well, right? Every comment that matters to me, sir. I can't wait to put this on YouTube. I have to lighten it up because this is a very once to say this is a lot to digest. This is a deep podcast today. I'm watching some X-Men and some Area 51 stuff after I eat tonight. But Arvence, are you into sports?
Yes, I am. I love sports. I love soccer. I love football, baseball. I love basketball. I watch hockey. Like, I played hockey once. It's rough. I played it once. That's it. You're gonna be running into me too many times. we gonna fight. But I love sports. I love sports. I hadn't been recently paying attention to the playoffs though. I heard LeBron lost to the Suns. So I mean, if you're not healthy, you're not healthy. I mean, the best of the best have lost, and people trashing LeBron. And I'm like, come on, man. What you think he God? Like, he's a regular human being. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. So, and if you think about it, every year that goes on, there's more younger people coming that's hungry, trying to, so everybody has their time. But I love sports.
Excellent. And that sister Kuslam, I'm gonna butcher your name, Sister Kuslam Akbar. But thank you, Sister Kuslam Akbar, as well for watching. Okay, boom. Well, Brother Arvence, I thank you for this interview. You've given us a lot of information as well as inspiration, and I want you to keep going, bro. This is a confirmation for many, and this is just beautiful, man. It's always good to be able to hear someone who eyewitness testimony. Please give your family and the brothers the greetings, and keep up the great work with Arvence. You inspire us a lot, man. You inspire us a lot.
Yes, sir. I thank Allah for you asking to interview me, because I mean, had you not asked, I would have held this probably for another I don't know how long, because it's like the right spirit has to approach you to bring something out that's in you that won't come out unless those certain circumstances are there. And I don't know if you realized it, but you started a whole trend of people interviewing people alive, bro. Like, you was doing this before COVID, and
Yeah,
you opened up everybody's minds like, oh, that's a good idea, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, and you interview people like everybody you interview. I'm just like blown away. Like what? The sister, I can't remember the sister's name. She is the daughter of Master Father Muhammad's, to whom I praise do forever, secretary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sister Medina.
Man, that interview was one of the best I've seen. Bro, I damn near cried a lot of times. And I'm like, I watched that interview 3 times, bro, in a row because I'm like, no way. And her telling you and everyone who watches the interview how he talked to his mom when she was a teenager. He took her to get ice cream. I was like, are you kidding? Like you sat in the car, he drove you around, like you kidding me? Like that's amazing, man. So bro, keep going. You're gonna go through some stuff, but the pressure that you about to face is only to make you better because Allah gave you this idea and Allah is gonna push you higher because just like Allah giving you this idea is not only for the Nation of Islam, you have a bigger purpose.
Right.
You know, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him that he has to find a way to unite with the Muslim world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He never told him what that way was. He said he had to find it out. But he said that he knew the more that he tried to find it out, the more Allah, the messenger, would help him to actually accomplish it.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're not alone. Sometimes we go through things in life, man, and it seems like it's rough and it seems like we can't handle it. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, when darkness comes, he said, wait for some light that Allah will give you before you take the next step.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, we in a dark period now, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that during a time like this, we should be found studying and praying during a time like this.
Yes, sir.
We in a
Yes,
real
sir.
dark period.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Thank everyone for watching, and thank you again, Brother Arvence. This
Thank
is
you,
Dr.
bro.
Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, sir.